Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to talk about a dilemma I had. This is from my recent Sydney trip. And I had a fantastic trip. It was great. I flew into Sydney. My good friend Greg Kinder looked after me. I met some fans and I had a look around the watch shops. And they had a couple really upmarket dealers. There's J. Farron Price, The Hourglass, and Swiss Concept. Not to mention Sydney Vintage Watches themselves. And it was when I was in Sydney Vintage Watches, I noticed a very nice Rolex yellow gold President. That's a day date with factory diamond dial. It's a 118-238. It's from about year 2006. It was sold originally in Sydney. And I really love this fucker. It was a cool fucker. And the problem is that I was looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, this is a cool Rolex. It's got the later clasp, the solid links. It's a very solid piece. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, man, do I swap my 5035 Patek Philippe annual calendar for this critter? And now that may sound crazy, but let's do the numbers and I'll explain to you. For my annual calendar, I bought it. It cost me about $18.50, and I got the sales tax back, so it owes me about $16,750. Okay, $16,750 for my annual calendar, box papers, piece, and the Rolex, it had a sticker price in Sydney Vintage Watches of $19,500, and it's a box papers piece. And I kind of, I love my annual calendar, but this Rolex was so cool. Okay, it was so cool. And I'm thinking, do I do a swap for the annual calendar for the day date? And I got to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of Day Date 2. Day Date 2 is the 41 or 42 mil Day Date President, and I don't like that. So the best President that I like is the 36 mil, which is the 118-238, current model, 36 mil, and it had the champagne dial with the diamonds, the 2 baguettes, and the 8 smaller diamonds. It's all factory, it's all Rigididge. It was sold in Sydney. I think it was sold through Swiss Concept. And it's a cool Rolex. And, I got nothing against the annual calendar. The only problem is the annual calendar isn't terribly watertight, so you got to be careful. You got to carry a plastic sleeve with you at all times in case you're caught in the rain. It's also got the leather strap, which is an absolute bitch to replace at about $600 from Patek. And when I went to Thailand, I had the bar girl incident where she didn't think it was an expensive watch, which I'm going to make a video about as well. And yeah, it impressed a lot of women in the sales assistant in these upmarket stores loved my annual calendar. But I'm thinking, what's more versatile? What can I wear more? And the Rolex President, the 118-238, it's a hot watch. It's a very, very, very hot watch. And the money side of things, what do you think? What do you think? I mean, 16 and they had 19.5 on it. That's the sticker price, which is for a minty. This is a good piece. It's not a piece of shit. This is a great piece. And I don't know. I'm just thinking about it because I love my annual, but I got the 5107 as my, my subtle classic Patek. The 5035 is going to be a monster to service. It's going to be a hefty repair bill, probably about $1,800 if you send it to Patek. The straps, not cheap. It's a, you know, I'm just thinking to myself, do you stay with the horology? I mean, I got that for my 40th, that 5035. I got that critter for my 40th. So, you know, I do love it, but I'm just kind of, you know, the fact that I'm even talking about this here shows you how close to doing a deal I've come. And I've done nothing. I said to myself, look, I'm going to give it a month to think about it. And I've emailed a few really good friends and asked them what I should do. And I thought, look, next thing I'll do is I'll put a video on YouTube and I'll ask my audience. So this is a dilemma I'm facing. What would you do? Would I stay with the 5035 annual calendar, or would you swap it for a minty 118238 President Rolex day date? This is a tricky question, and you know, I never thought I would even contemplate this, but it just shows you how good the president is. It's a great piece, absolutely amazing piece, and to even be considering it shows you that it's not as crazy as some of you might think. So you tell me what you think. It's a tricky one. It's very tricky. It's very tricky, and I don't know which way to go. So I'm seeking advice. I'm Archie Luxury. I hope you've enjoyed this clip here. Tell me what I should do before I make the wrong choice.